What's going on, you guys? My name's Ty Knots, and welcome to Top 5 Unknowns, 5 Television Confessions. Number 5. An American comedian and award-winning actor, Monique, had quite a troubled childhood. Without getting into too much detail, her brother was widely speculated to have sexually assaulted her when they were younger, though there was never any evidence to prove that such an event actually even took place. That is, until her brother appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show back in 2010, confessing his 37-year-old crime, adding that the assault continued for approximately 2 years, with Monique being only 7 or 8 years old at the time. Her brother stated that he decided to come clean on the show so that he could publicly apologize to Monique, as well as attempt to bring their family back together, adding that he was in a terrible mindset at the time and had begun using drugs and alcohol at just 11 years old. Monique herself never appeared on the show. However, her parents appeared alongside her brother. No criminal charges can be placed against the brother since the crime took place some 37 years ago, though maybe this confession can bring a fractured family one step closer to healing.
Why do you want to be here today, Gerald?
I'm here today to first acknowledge what I've been in denial for 37 years. And that is, I did assault and inappropriately touch my sister in manners that were not comfortable for her. And for that, I apologize, and I'm humbly sorry.
Some may think that you're only doing this to get into the good graces of your sister now because she has an Academy Award.
Now, I'm doing this to apologize to my sister, to hopefully bring back some family unity.
Did your brother ever apologize to you?
The apology that I got from my brother is, if you think I did something wrong, then I'm sorry.
They were my exact words to my sister. Well, there's no more if you think I did it. You were absolutely right with what you said. I did it. I'm not proud of it. Monique, I'm sorry.
Number 4. In 2014, a Maryland home was set ablaze, causing an estimated $400,000 in damages. Thankfully, no one was hurt in the fire, though police were extremely curious about how it had been set in the first place. Within moments of arriving, police and firemen came to the conclusion that the home was likely a victim of arson, though police had no leads on who exactly was involved. That is, until a man by the name of Carlos stepped forward as a news crew was reporting on the incident, plainly claiming to have started the fire himself. When questioned, he informed the reporter that he poured gasoline across the home, set it on fire, then left to get a drink and then returned. He stated that he did this to show how bad of shape the house was in, and that it was nearly unlivable, adding that he'd gone through multiple legal processes to get repairs taken care of, yet nothing worked. The man was then promptly arrested and driven away in a police car with a nearby neighbor, stating how shocking it was that all of these firefighters' lives were put into jeopardy, strictly because a man was unhappy with his home.
Me, I set it on fire.
It was an unsolicited street-side confession. This man, who would only say his name was Carlos, approached ABC7 News photographer Jeff Rose, admitting he set this home on fire.
I just poured gasoline on the floor, set it on fire, and went to buy a drink and came back.
When asked why, Carlos repeatedly claimed he wanted police and the media to know about what he called deplorable living conditions inside this home.
Why did you call the police?
Because I have before.
How did setting this fire help you?
Just so you could get here, so you could get for your attention.
Following our interview, Carlos walked up to these Rockville police officers.
I set it on fire.
Just look at their faces, absolutely stunned to hear a man claim to be an arsonist.
Oh my goodness, that is not a story I want to hear. Oh my goodness, what a waste, what a total waste.
Neighbor Linda Ezekian saw a plume of smoke from her downtown Rockville office and ran home. She says police come to this house often.
Someone just set a fire intentionally, I just can't even comprehend that.
Despite his candor and sincerity, officers handcuffed Carlos and walked him to a squad car. Charges are pending.
Number 3. A local news crew were at the scene of a stabbing that involved a 68-year-old woman and an unknown suspect. A news crew were interviewing passers-by when a neighbor informed the reporter that she believed the old woman's daughter was to blame for the attack, further stating that she wished the girl would come forward and confess. Well, sure enough, moments later the girl did just that, confessing to stabbing her mother. However, the daughter's story was that the mother was the member of a satanic cult and had been trying to take the daughter's life for the last 4 days. During the interview, the daughter invited reporters into the mother's apartment to show them some of her satanic memorabilia, though the crew declined. The girl was then taken away and charged, and the mother thankfully made a full recovery.
It's right beside those green chairs, and she lives upstairs.
The person talking lives at Sunchase Apartments and is close friends with the 61-year-old woman who was stabbed a few doors down early Tuesday morning. She doesn't want her face shown, but tells me the woman's daughter, Katie Nichols, is to blame.
She's just not emotionally stable and, does the best that she can, but needs quite a bit of help.
She says after the stabbing, Nichols took off with her young daughter.
And I almost kind of hope that she does come back through here so that we can get the authorities to get her.
Not 5 minutes later, it happened. Nichols walked up to the camera.
The satanic cult in this city has been casting satanic spells on me for 4 days. I'm exhausted. I came home, I found out that my mom was the ringleader and she was trying to kill my daughter.
Nichols tells me she had to act because her mom was putting curses on them.
I had to kill her. She was going to kill both of us. She was so powerful. I had no idea. I had no idea that my mother was that powerful.
Deputies say Nichols' mother was stabbed in the neck, chest, and stomach and was rushed to the hospital for surgery.
When I left, she was still breathing.
Well, that's good.
I stabbed her 3 times, and she should have died. She was still breathing, and I don't know what happened to her afterwards, and I don't know where they took her or what exactly happened, but she was the Antichrist. She did not die.
Nichols says afterwards, she and her daughter hid out.
We went in my car, and we ended up in a little rural area, and we just waited for the sign that it was safe to come back.
Now that Nichols is in custody, neighbors say they're hopeful she'll get the help she needs. But Nichols is convinced she did everyone a favor.
She had symbolic representations of my death, my daughter's death, every nuclear explosion that was supposed to happen that's not going to now. Because all of the satanic cult has been rounded up and killed now.
Number 2. This next clip is likely to make your head spin. In 2014, a film crew managed to interview a man who then confessed to taking the life of a woman who passed away nearby. He added that he was giving himself up to God and requested that police be contacted so that he could turn himself in. The assailant then remained with the reporter while waiting on police for nearly half an hour, even though the reporter had informed officers that it was an emergency situation and that he had contact with the suspect. Because of the long wait, the suspect had a change of heart and decided to steal the reporter's SUV, fleeing in it and driving away until he ran into a propane tank, causing a massive gas leak. He was then reported to have been running around frantically asking individuals for a lighter, though police thankfully arrested the man before any further damage could be done.
Wayandra Street at Noosa, well, I can tell you that. Yeah, of course you can. It's very important, it's extremely important. I have the person that you're looking for.
I feel like a coward.
Well, mate, yeah.
You know, a coward. I couldn't fight the devil.
Don't be an idiot, mate. Mate, don't be an idiot. Don't be an idiot. Oh, jeez, I'm making a mistake. Mate, don't be silly. Don't be silly.
Number 1. Some 25 years after the attack took place, a man from Shasta County, California confessed to taking the life of a 20-year-old man. According to Brian Hawkins, the assailant, he recently found God that led him to turn himself in and accept punishment for his actions. He then contacted a news crew informing them that he was ready to confess and give the names of his accomplices, requesting to give a live interview in the presence of police officers so that they could document his confession. After this, 3 individuals in the crime were also arrested and charged. Each of these individuals would have been between the ages of 19 and 21 when the attack took place, though they were each now in their 40s and expected to face a lengthy prison sentence.
I'm going to turn myself in next door at the sheriff's department for a crime I was involved in years ago, and somebody lost their life.
Police say Hawkins told them the same story, admitting he killed 19-year-old Frank McAllister back in 1993. While McAllister's car was discovered in a parking lot, no one was ever arrested or charged in connection with his death. But investigators now reveal Hawkins and 2 other people, Curtis and Shauna Culver, allegedly robbed the teenager. They then stabbed him to death before dumping his body in the woods. It was found the next year. Hawkins and the others have all been charged with crimes in connection to the death. They have all previously denied any involvement in the killing.
Frank never even got to have a life, and neither did I.
His conscience finally got to him, and Frank McAllister's family can sleep better now that they finally have answers.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to click that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to keep updated with our videos.